Hey y'all, Farmer Jesse here. Didn't do a farm tour in October, so I owe you one. It's November like 3rd or 2nd or something. So I owe you one. And I thought instead of doing a farm tour, I mean, we can go do the farm, but there's not that much going on. Only place this stuff is going on, it's in the tunnel. So let's do a tunnel tour. Why not? Let's do it. All right, so how many tunnels do I have? I have 3 50-foot caterpillar tunnels and 1 100-foot caterpillar tunnel. I think that puts roughly 1/10 of an acre under plastic. I have 10 100-foot 30-inch beds. That's what I have right now. And they're all full going into the fall/winter. Let me talk about this tunnel first real quick. This is kind of the lettuce tunnel. And you can see these ones in the middle. There's a little bit of leaks over here, you can kind of see. That's really just for ourselves. I just had a little extra space there, so I threw some leeks in, because I like leeks. I don't know. It's not really enough for production. And all this like frilly stuff you see over here is actually fennel. Finding it not to be a easy crop to get it to just, if you leave the root in the ground, it kind of just comes back. Yeah, more lettuce and then a little bit of chard there just for ourselves, just for the winter. But for the most part, the lettuce is our production stuff. This is what we're selling all winter is mostly lettuce. And yeah, these are all 30-inch beds, although I squeezed a little bit more on the sides there. That's where those leeks came in, but also just another row of lettuce. This lettuce is getting too big. I need to cut it. I'm gonna start cutting it this week. It looks really good though. It's super healthy. All of this was no-till. I haven't tilled in here in a long time. I mean, well over a year. So this is all no-till. This is all just compost over top and planted into that, really. Broad forked a little bit in spots, but for the most part I don't even need that anymore. It's pretty loose. So that's this tunnel. This tunnel's ultimate plan is going to be cucumbers in the middle, and I'll put those in early. Those will go in like the first week of April. Oh, actually I'm gonna put yellow squash over here and trellis it. That's my goal. That's my idea. And I thought about putting zucchini over here and trellising it. We'll see. Zucchini's a much bigger plant, so I don't want it to take over the place, but I want early yellow squash and zucchini because that's really the only time it's profitable. You get it to the market before all the market farmers come, then you can actually make a decent profit on those. You're not going to make a decent profit if you're trying to get it in June and July. You know, you want May, early June, you know, and then rip it out and maybe go back in the fall. So that's my plan, is try and actually do it in the tunnels. We'll see, I don't know. I can't find any information on trellising squash. If anybody has any ideas about that, holla. All right, so that was tunnel 1, this is tunnel 2. Tunnel 2's got some different stuff going on. This is all turnips, and they're just now coming up. I want more turnips. They're doing really well for us, and I'm hoping to have some midwinter turnips for the cafe, which I'll talk about later on. Then, what am I looking at here? This is arugula. It's okay stand. Some of this down here didn't germinate very well, which, I don't know. It got away from us because obviously, like, we had a kid last month. So, some of this stuff got a little bit away from me, but not too bad. Parsley right here. You always need a little bit of parsley. Carrots in that line right there. This is all kale, obviously. I actually wanted this whole thing full of kale, but I got overwhelmed there towards the end of the summer and didn't notice how few kale plants I had. So, kind of screwed myself over there. But I've got a little bit more kale, and I'm really gonna go hard at March. I'm not trying to go that hard at the winter. Our goal with these tunnels, this tunnel in particular, is go hard at March. I really want a good March crop. All this is gonna flip into celery and lettuce and some other things. And then ultimately, I'm gonna put a bunch of tomatoes in here. Is any of this interesting? I don't know. Be late tomatoes. Instead of doing early tomatoes in my tunnels, I'm doing early tomatoes in the cat tunnel, the big one. And then I'm gonna reserve this for late tomatoes. So I want tomatoes now, like November. I want them to continue going as long as I can get them going. So I'll put those in August. And up until that point, I'll just be doing high rotation crops through here to try and just boost the rent on these things. But I want tomatoes going late into the fall. especially cherry tomatoes. Those are just too profitable for us to not have them all the time. Yeah, so that's tunnel 2. We call it HT2. We're super clever with the names. Really need to cut that arugula. Let's see. This is HT3. Ugh. All right, so this tunnel is predominantly Brussels sprouts that are actually really well recovered at this point. They had a tough go of it early on. We lost a lot of our Brussels sprouts out there because of stupid pests, harlequin beetles, and cabbage loopers. It was just a really bad, rough time. We've still got some of these guys. There's not that many of them, but they are still here. But they're moving really slow because it's cold. So anyway, Brussels sprouts, these are really from March. This is carrots, and this germination was all over the place. So there's like patchy carrots, and then I just sowed more carrots. I really want carrots out of here, so it's just gonna be a little bit of a succession of carrots in the same bed. This one, however, is really good carrot germination. Let's look at this. Let's just see. So yeah, that's carrots with a little bit of a line of lettuce in there. I mean, I just can't have enough lettuce, really. Going into the late fall and early winter, I want to have a bunch of lettuce just for restaurants to kind of keep them stocked and happy, and because we love them. I see worm poop. Where are you, jerks? Ah. Anyway, the Brussels look pretty good. There's a little space right there. That space was turnips, or is turnips. It's going out of turnips, and I'm really into this idea right now of doing, you can see these turnips down here. Little high chloride turnips. But I'm really into this idea of not rotating certain crops when they do really well. I need to stop experimenting on my farm, but I'm really into this idea where when a crop does really well, like these turnips did really well in that spot, and there was a ton of fungi hanging off the bottom, I really want to just put turnips back there, right? I mean, it's already established for turnips. Why would I put another crop in there? But I do want to experiment a little bit with it and see how it goes. I don't know. It's just one of those things, like the more you farm, the more you get these like feelings of like, this, I know this would work here. So that was my feeling, was like, I know that turnips would work there if I put them again. So I may do it. I may just put another round of turnips in there. Yeah, screw you, farm establishment. All your crop rotation ideas. We'll walk over to tunnel number 4. It's actually not HT4. This one's actually just called the cat tunnel. Yeah, gets a special name. So this is our 100-foot cat tunnel, Farmer's Friend. We did a video about sort of review of the cat tunnels. If you want to watch that, I'll try and put up a link if I can remember. Talk a little bit about what I have going on here. Basically, a lot of this is in a younger stage. So this is all spinach that hasn't quite germinated. I just did that last week. This is all Hakurai turnips and actually interseeded with carrots. This is celery right here. I'm gonna try and go deep into the winter with celery because it's another item our restaurants really like, and it's an underrated profitable item for us. We do really well on celery, and I love growing it. This is actually a small bed. This isn't quite 30 inches, so I only did 3 rows of lettuce. And then you can see radishes and arugula there, and then at the very end there's some cilantro. Cilantro is really hardy. It goes with tomatoes, but it doesn't like growing when tomatoes like growing, so I don't know what to do about that. But cilantro is delicious, so a nice little, lime cilantro thing over your sweet potatoes. It's delicious. Yeah, and my plan for this is actually to put some wire across the top and do a run of tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. And I'll actually do the same thing I did last year, because it worked out pretty well, which is I'll loop them around and do a lean and lower, so that the heirloom tomatoes that'll go here will actually lean and lower into the cherry tomato bed. So it'll be one circle, and then we'll just pick from the outside. Over here, I'm excited because I'll put half a bed of everleaf basil, which is an awesome crop, and half a bed of parsley. And that'll be once this lettuce comes out in March. Well, April is when I'll start planting this thing. And then Yeah, and then we'll leave the spinach up here to grow as long as it can. Yeah, like I said, not a lot of kale, but I'm gonna put a lot of kale in soon. Like here, I had just started a bunch, so that'll be going in December-ish. Anyway, that's about it. Make sure to be on the lookout Monday morning, early Monday morning. I'm gonna be putting up the first No-Till Market Garden podcast episode. Yeah, so if you've watched this long, I just rewarded you with a secret that I've been holding in for a long time. Yeah, that'll be up Monday, and I'm super excited about it. It should be every Monday from here on out. And check out the podcast, Frith Farm, Daniel Mays. It's gonna be super cool. Like this video if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Check out the Patreon page. That super helps me to be able to, do these videos and do the podcast, and I'm hoping to turn it into a bigger community. Other than that, you all, I'm gonna get back to farming, I guess. Yeah, why not? All right, thanks for watching. Bye.